Back Home Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. I am your host, Ricky Chabruggi, and joining me tonight is Derek. How's things going down in Arizona, Derek?
Pretty good, pretty good. How are you doing in Salina?
Not too bad. Today wasn't as hot as it has been. It was only like in the upper 80s today instead of like triple digits like it has been. So it was kind of a nice little break from the extreme heat.
Right. It's cloudy and hot here today, but not too bad, but it is cloudy.
And it's supposed to resume and join us again tomorrow and Thursday and taper back down a little bit over the weekend with some rain. So much needed rain at that. So hopefully we'll get that. It's been pretty dry.
Wow. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
All right. Remember, everybody, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you have any cases you want to inquire about, put them in the comments as well, and we'll address them as we can.
For sure, man. For sure.
Trisha Arnold watching from YouTube and from Hutchinson.
She watched from YouTube last time, right?
Yep, I think so.
She's holding it down with YouTube. She is now the queen of YouTube as far as this show is concerned.
Yep.
Tara Hale watching from Wichita, Kansas.
Yay. Wichita
Nice.
and Hutch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let
us know where you're watching from, folks. We want to keep a...
Yeah, share the show, too, if you got a second.
Yeah,
if you got
share it with everybody.
Maybe share it to some people you know. We got Roxanne Fisher-Jackson from Southeast Oklahoma. That she's on here often. I like that.
Mm-hmm. And Henrietta, Missouri, El Dorado.
Jennifer Moore. That's her pops over there in the cowboy hat. He looks like a cool guy, man. For something tells me he could teach me how to like fish or something. He just looks like he's like a nice guy, man. Teach me how to do something cool. We got El Dorado, Kansas. Scott Messerschmidt. What's up?
Yeah.
Rachel Hunter from Burlington, Kansas. Love it.
Yeah. Tammy Contrell sending prayers. Tammy's missing person site. Thanks for being with us, Tammy.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Pueblo, Colorado. That's a cool little town, man. Galena, never heard of it. Onaga, never heard of it. What up, Linda? How you doing tonight?
Overland Park, over by the Kansas City area.
Lisa Owens. See, I told you. She said he was a cool guy and he could have taught me how to fish. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hat kind of gives away the fish vibe. I mean, a guy that wears a hat like that knows how to fish. I'm assuming he's passed. Rest in peace, buddy. You look awesome, man. We got Dottie Heimer Porter from Fort Scott coming in tonight. We got Margaret from Odin. What's up, Margaret? I also want to check out. Yeah, we got a lot of people checking in tonight. This is awesome.
Yeah, we actually got on a little bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, we've been getting on here really late, and we want to apologize for that. It just takes a while to set everything up, and we've been trying to. We could have got on a little bit earlier. Wow, she says
3 days before Christmas. Wow. I'm so sorry.
Isn't it always like that? It's like on a holiday, you lose somebody, and it just ruins the holiday for 10 years,
Yeah, it does.
Every Christmas comes around, you're like, oh, Christmas. Oh, yeah, Christmas is hard. Yeah, it's no good. Well, rest in peace, buddy. You look like an awesome fisherman, and I would have loved to go cast some lines with you. Jennifer Moore, did you know Thomas Ross? Isabel from Wichita, Kansas. What's up, Wichita?
So she does not. She grew up in Wellsville.
Awesome.
Hey, Debbie, how you doing?
I'm doing good too, Debbie.
I've been trying to keep up on Debbie's posts regarding her son. I've done flyers for him in the past, and he's having some pretty serious.
Oh, he is. So what's the status on his flyer? Should we cover it?
No, he's been found and everything. He's just been dealing with some pretty heavy duty issues with some mental health issues, and she's really been fighting to get him the care that he needs, and she's just hitting all kinds of brick walls.
Wow.
And I really feel for her.
Debbie, Godspeed on your journey to get to some answers. It's
definitely
mental health a tough cookie to crack. If it ain't help, I do all my mental health stuff via virtual visit now through my phone. amazing. It's way better than going to the office, if that helps at all. We got Jason coming in. He comes here often. We love him. Alyssa Brown, how you doing?
Yeah.
Mondi's here. I hope I say her name right. She comes here every week. I think it's Mondi.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Arma, Courtney Carpenter's here.
I don't even know where Arma is.
I don't either, but it sounds sweet. Tescott, never heard of that one either. What up, Teresa?
Tescott's just kind of like a little bit north and a little bit west of me. It's not too far from me.
That's awesome.
You're welcome, Debbie.
Thanks for stopping by, Debbie. That's awesome. Yeah. Hayesville, Kansas. So there's Hayes and then there's Hayesville, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very confusing. I need to get to know my state is what I need to do, because every week we tell these people throw these names out and I'm just like, man, I wish I knew where that was. I'm sure I might be passed through it one time.
Yep. And we're actually going to cover a Hayesville case tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Well, let's stick around. We're gonna maybe cover somebody you might have heard of, maybe somebody you know. You can help us find them. Mm-hmm. You know what case that is? We'll cover it first.
Yeah, Brooklyn Newell.
Okay, we'll cover her in just a second. Christina from Parsons, Kansas. What up, Christina? Ooh, Virginia in the house. What up, Tammy?
Sweet.
Candace is in Topeka. Hello, Candace. Oh, I love Christopher. Unreal.
Christopher, yep. He's here every week, too.
He's holding it down for Greensburg.
Yep.
The world's biggest hand-dug well, which is sweet. Between Pittsburgh and Fort Scott.
Okay, way out and down in the southwest corner.
Wow. Okay. See, I grew up in the
southeast corner. Excuse me.
Yeah, I grew up in the southwest corner. So she's the opposite side of the state as me.
Yeah, southeast corner, almost down in the really corner.
She says I can't even get him to take his meds yet. No virtual yet. Okay. Yeah, that's the biggest. The step one of getting help mentally is accepting the help, and it took me 31 years to go to a shrink.
Yeah.
Topeka, what up, Debbie?
Debbie Boogie Streeter. All right. Yeah, I hope Debbie doesn't mind me mentioning it, but he deals with some schizophrenia issues. Excuse Derek there. He's kind of coughing a little bit there.
Yeah. Wow, that was a big cough. Yeah. You know, like I'm glad everybody that shows up, man, it seems like we're all connected in some weird way. Yeah.
She even mentioned in her comment that he's got schizophrenia issues, so it's a hard illness. I'm sure it is. Actually, I know it is. My mother's dealing with it herself a little bit, and she won't take her meds either because she said they make her feel weird. So I know how that goes.
Yeah. You were just talking about that before the show. You know somebody that doesn't want to take meds.
Yeah, my daughter doesn't want to take her. She's not dealing with schizophrenia, but she doesn't want to take her night meds to help her sleep.
A lot of people in this country have something that should require medication, you know, but it's like at the end of the day, I understand somebody not trusting, like saying, hey, put this pill in your mouth, you know? Oh, wow. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. I have mental illness. I have OCD and bipolar disorder. And I think we have a lot of that runs through the people that, you know, we've got a lot of that in common. And I think with a lot of these people that are missing, I think we have a lot in common with them, because a lot of time these people that take off, you know, I think that they do deal with some mental health issues, you know? Mm-hmm. Tara Hale, Phoenix, Arizona is my hometown. I'm in Phoenix right now, and it is muggy. No, it's not muggy at all. It's just kind of, I'm looking out the window right now. It's kind of overcast. It doesn't look cloudy, but it looks dark, and not like how it looks dark here. It just looks like there's some clouds, but kind of windy, not too bad. It is hard. I know. I used to work in the ER. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see. Prayers for you all. Thank you, Mondi.
Oh, Tony in Texas.
Says I used to work in the ER, and it's difficult because the places are so full and some don't want to reach out for help. Yep. There's, you know, what's a godsend here, Ricky, and I don't think it exists all over the country, but I know here in Phoenix, they have a urgent care for mental health. Like, that's unheard of it where I'm from. Like, if you have like a mental health disorder, and where I was in Kansas, right, you had to call and get an appointment, and you were looking at least a month and a half, 2 months before you got to sit down with a doctor. Like, that's scary. If you're somebody who's you're having very dark thoughts, you're having trouble overcoming, that same being told, yeah, well, can you hang on for 2 months? That's really hard to ask somebody to hold on for 2 months,
Yeah, it is.
But here you can just, if you're out of meds, if you're having a breakdown, you go up to this urgent care. It's free. The state pays for everything, and you can go in and you can actually get psych meds. But they won't give you anything that you can abuse, but they'll give you, like, if you're out of a med, or if you need like an evaluation, they'll take you in off the street. They do a drug test because you can't be mixing chemicals with, street drugs and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if everybody should look that up in their city, if that exists, because that's an amazing thing that Phoenix has. Hot as HALL, Ricky. It is, Tara. It is.
Definitely. And like I said, today we got a little bit of a break from it. It was like about 89 degrees today. So a lot better than the 100, 102, 105, 106, 107. We've
99 here, and that's not that bad. That's actually a nice day. The mental health care system is broken. Yeah, I could agree with several aspects of that statement. I think we're working on it. I think we're better off than we were in the 90s, but I still think it's, it's mental health. We're barely scratching the surface of this stuff. That's great. I love how there's resources available specifically. Exactly. Sometimes you can't wait until Monday whenever you need to see a psychiatrist. Sometimes it's life or death. So it's like, I need to either see somebody now, or I might not be here. I might not be able to last, there is a place in Wichita that is free, and if you're able to get there, they help you. Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
There should be resources like that everywhere. I agree.
Yep.
My 5-year-old asked about your show. I explained about missing people. He told me that he would say a prayer for all these people. Thank you, Jason. What's fun is Ricky's a tremendously religious man. I'm somebody, I don't know what I believe, but I know that I'm not against anything, and I'll take all the help I can get, honestly. So I know that Ricky's he's a Christian. So I actually request every show before the show that he says a prayer, because it makes me feel better. Calms my nerves a little bit. And as a producer, I want Ricky to be in the most comfortable place as possible when we're doing this show. So I feel like starting out the show with a prayer is really good for our show. So you're also going to hear Ricky talk about references that do deal with Christianity. That's what Ricky believes, and I support him 100%. And I'm right there with him for the most part, but I'm not sure what I believe. But at the same time, I do like the prayer. It makes me feel great. So yes, thank you for the prayers, and can keep those coming.
Yes, definitely. Thank your 5-year-old for me. I really appreciate that.
That is awesome.
It's come a long way. We've been a long way to go. Yeah, I agree, Dennis. And Dennis, I do definitely want to get you on the show.
Yeah. First time watching this. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you for stopping by, Debbie. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie Boogie Streeter.
For being a voice for the missing. We need more people like you guys doing a show like this. You are amazing.
Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it.
I agree. I wish we had more shows. We're actually working on trying to expand a little bit, but a lot of there's only so many hours in the day. I work in mental health. Not enough long-term facilities, especially for children, can be a year before getting a bed. It's exactly true. It's not that we don't know how to help people. It's just, how do you get to everybody? Like, people don't realize that mental health is something that's so common in this country. I don't know what it is everywhere else, but in America, I would say that the majority of my friends, my peers, maybe not take medication, but they have some type of mental illness that they deal with.
Right. I hear you.
That would be awesome. You guys do so much good work. Awesome. There's so many missing. Well, we love these comments. Keep them coming. We're always going to come back to the comments and address those. We love talking to you. We love this open dialogue that we have here on Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. Ricky, you ready to get into some cases, man?
Sure, let's do it.
All right, you guys are listening to You're listening to and watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We will be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888.
All right, we're going to start. I thought we were going to start with Brooklyn Newell.
Start with Ryan?
I thought we were going to start with Brooklyn Newell.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go. We'll get back to Alexander Jones in just a minute. Go ahead and go with Brooklyn Newell.
Yeah, okay. Brooklyn Newell is the one from Hayesville I was referencing here.
Okay,
She's
wow.
missing since June 2nd of 2021. She's 14 years old. She's 5'5" to 5'6", weighs between 120 and 156 pounds. She has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you have any information regarding Brooklyn's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Hayesville, Kansas Police Department at 316-529-5912 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And hopefully we can get her found and back to where she needs to be.
Do you feel like we get more people, that leave the house, like this more often when there's no school?
Seems to be. Maybe, I don't know.
Because we stay busy, like during the school year too.
Yeah.
But it just seems like with a lot of time, being around, you're around your family.
Mm-hmm.
And at least during school's kind of, I had fun going to school. I thought it was stressful though. School's stressful for a lot of kids. Some kids don't like going, but school was at least a break from your family, a break from, your routine. You go out, you see some people you may like, you see a lot of people you don't like,
Mm-hmm.
you maybe do an activity with the school and then you go home. But I feel like when that summer hits, it's just you and your family 24/7, and your family's got problems. The parents have jobs that are stressful. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand, like in that summertime, that's just a lot of tension in any household. Even like some of the most healthy families have tension. Like you get a bunch of adults, or she's 14, but you get a bunch of people. Like my niece lives with me; she's 14, and like she's a person. You know what I'm saying? Like she has.
Mm-hmm.
She has opinions and stuff, and she expresses those opinions. So I can see how, like, I don't know. I just feel like when it's the summer months, man, I feel like that it gives people a little too much time together, if you know what I mean.
Right. I know what you mean.
Yeah, Tammy Cantrell says school is a distraction.
Yeah.
I agree. I think, it's a great distraction. You can get a future out of it, and you can really prepare yourself for the future going to school. But yeah, it's a pretty good distraction from the realities of just dealing with life. Shared this from Maryville. Thank you, Roy Howard.
Right. And Dennis, I was just reading Dennis's comment. He said he saw the flyer on Michael from St. Joe. He was actually located safe, I was informed today. So
really?
He has been located safe. He should be on the located safe reel we do later. But yeah.
What about the Cole Firestein comment? He says we are planning a few searches on the Cole Firestein case this weekend.
Well, hopefully you guys can find something.
Did we cover Cole?
Yeah, we covered him.
Okay.
Because I updated his flyer and added a bunch more pictures and stuff like that.
How long ago did we cover it?
I can't remember. It's been a few shows ago at least.
Let's cover it.
You want to do it again? Okay.
I mean, if somebody brings up a case,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that we did cover this. Now let's go ahead and cover this again.
Okay. I'm getting the flyer.
This is a
here.
double flyer we have, right?
Yeah, because I put a bunch of pictures.
Yeah. Okay, this is a double flyer. Thank you for bringing this up, Dennis. This one does deserve a second look because we have double flyers. Let me see.
Yeah, Cole Daniel Firestein been missing from Leavenworth since March 15th of 2019. So it's been a couple of years, a little over a couple of years. Was 24 when he went missing. He'd be 27 now. He's 5'8", weighs 300 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. He's legally blind when he's not wearing his glasses, and he had no ID on him at the time of his disappearance. He had previously lived in Atchison, Kansas, and had only been in the Leavenworth area for about 2 weeks before he went missing. Again, he was 24 when he went missing. He'd now be 27. He's 5'8" and weighs 300 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. He could have a scruffy beard and mustache, or he could be clean shaven. He was last known to be wearing a South Pole brand navy blue jacket with red and white stripes on the side and arms, and jeans, and may possibly have no shoes on. If you have any information regarding Cole's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Leavenworth, Kansas Police Department at 913-651-2260 or 913-682-4411. or the KBI at 785-296-4017. Yeah, hopefully we can help generate some information and help get him found. And Dennis, feel free that while you're out there conducting your searches to, print Cole's flyer off and distribute it maybe while you're out that way, or, whatever you want to do with it.
Well, and he says, do you think it's that they might, because teams have more free time, maybe they don't care if the punishment they might receive for doing something that got them? Probably. I mean,
that could be. That could very well be. Yeah.
I remember, and this is just the way my parents raised us, but I remember my parents were pretty strict. We came from a pretty Christian household. There wasn't any, all of my CDs had were censored, and I say CDs because I'm old. All my music was censored. But it was during the summertime, my parents sort of let their hair down a little bit. They let us kind of hang out outside until 10 o'clock at night, and, kind of do whatever we needed to do. But it was kind of in that summertime, it was less, I don't know. I think she's right. I think you were more prone to be ornery in the summer, I don't know. I mean, I think she's right. I think there's something to that. Dennis says, awesome news. I hope they find him. Yeah, so this has got me worried. That's not good, man. This has been a long time. 2019. So we just, it's been... So if anybody has any information on Cole Daniel Firestein, give KBI a call. Give them a call, and I'll throw that number on the screen there. 785-296-4017. Give them a call. Looking for any type of information on Cole Daniel Firestein.
But I am glad that I went ahead and found more pictures of him. That way, kind of get a better idea of what he looks like and things like that. Yeah, leaving with no shoes on is worrisome, Tammy. I agree. I do agree with that.
It's really worrisome. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Alexander Jones.
Okay. Like I was telling you before the show, when I was asked to do his flyer today, I was like, they sent me the center picture and the one on the left. And I was like, I know I've done a flyer for him before because I recognize those pictures. And it was actually from last October that I did that. And I pulled up that flyer accidentally. I didn't pull up the recent one. So let me get the recent one here. I pulled up the wrong stinking one.
You got it, man. We got it.
Okay. He's missing from El Dorado since June 5th of this year. He's 15. He's 5'6" to 6 foot, and he weighs between 120 and 130 pounds. He has brown hair and blue eyes. It's believed that he may still be in the local El Dorado area, or he may be in the Wichita, Kansas area, or he may be in Nebraska. So if you have any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the El Dorado, Kansas Police Department at 316-321-9120 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And Alex is also known to dye his hair, as you can see in that far right-hand picture, that at that point he had dyed it blonde, but that, like I said, that also came from the previous flyer, so it's unknown if it's dyed at this point or not, but just, it's possible that he might have. Just kind of wanted to throw that out there just in case. Mm-hmm. So, but hopefully we can get him located and back to where he needs to be.
Yeah. 15 is pretty young. El Dorado is what? That's a Wichita suburb, right?
Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. Dennis was saying that the detective... Oh, okay, yeah. On the cold case, reached out to him and opened any leads and information. That's good to know. So if anybody has any ideas or anything, then go ahead and let them know.
Yeah. Let me check this real quick.
Okay. Yeah,
Aaron Alexis Nash said on my page, for some reason, I went to my page tonight and it says mental health is at least becoming an open conversation. You are ostracized much more for struggling with your mental health. I agree. You aren't. Yeah. Okay. Good deal. All right. So yeah, this is a part of the show that if you have any cases you want us to cover, let us know for sure. We would love to assist, with looking those up and bringing light to those. It says heartbreaking. My youngest son and daughter are 15 and 13. So very scary. This is true.
It is. Yeah. My two are 14 and 16. So yeah, I know what you mean.
Can you guys show Sarah Burton's flyer missing from Joplin, Missouri? Do we have that?
Yeah, we've covered her a couple times, but we can sure do it again.
I'll throw it up. The reason I asked Ricky if we have it is because I have a stockpile of all of our old flyers. Yep, there it is. And is it Sarah Burton?
Yep. I'm trying to get down to it here. I just flew right. Where is it? Oh, right there. It's right in front of my face. I've always said if you want to hide something from me, lay it down in front of me. I'll never find it. Sarah Burton's missing from Joplin, Missouri since July 16th of 2018. She was 28 when she went missing. She would now be 30. She is 5'7", weighs 170 pounds. She has light brown hair and blue eyes. She was dropped off in the vicinity of 10th Street and Rex Avenue in Joplin, and based on information developed by investigators, Sarah was actually last seen later that same morning at a residence in the northwest part of Joplin. Investigators would not disclose the location or the address of the residence and cannot be more specific about the time and deciding without possibly jeopardizing the investigation, they said. Again, she was 28 when she went missing. She would now be 30. She is 5'7", weighs 170 pounds. She has light brown hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a purple and white blouse, jeans, and black flats. If you have any information regarding Sarah's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Joplin, Missouri Police Department at 417-623-3131, extension 440, or 417-623-3131 after hours, or the Kansas City, Missouri field office of the FBI at 816-512-8200. And the FBI is offering a reward of up to $5,000 for information relating to the arrest and conviction of the individual or individuals responsible for the disappearance of Sarah Burton. So hopefully we can get some information out there on her and get it to the right people, so maybe they can find out what happened to her and who's responsible.
She's in that middle. I don't know. She looks like, I don't know. She looks happy to me. And anybody can smile and look happy. But I mean,
yeah,
I just don't see somebody that looks like, optimistic, just disappearing like that. It's like,
yeah. It's kind of like what they say with Robin Williams, he was always, the consummate comedian, but you never know what kind of pain is going on behind the smile.
Right. Judy Dunn's in the house.
Yeah.
I love that Lori Hayes from Hayes is here. She represents all Hayes, Kansas, as far as I'm concerned. They named the town after her, Ricky.
Yep, they must have.
I like her. She's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and cover some more cases here. Ooh, Diana's in the room. What up, Diana?
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping by. We are really appreciative of that. Yeah, Judy says no luck yet.
No luck yet. Well, hopefully soon.
Your segment last week was amazing.
Yes, it was.
There was a little bit of audio delay issues at the very beginning, but I was kind of in my head, I was freaking out. I was like, this is going to be a nightmare, but it quickly fixed itself, and we got a great interview from you. I feel like everybody learned a lot, and we really heard your conviction in what you were talking about, the way you expressed yourself. So, and you're brave for talking about that kind of stuff. You're awesome. We got says, hey Ricky and Derek, thanks for sharing and reaching out and helping find missing people. They are loved by family. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Darla.
Thank you, Darla. Yeah, Judy Dunn's son was Joshua Kalina. He was murdered in Topeka, and there was still one gunman was arrested and convicted, and still trying to learn the identity of the other gunman. So hopefully after last week's show we can help get that information generated.
Yeah. I mean, and the sad thing is they got the one gunman, but he's not gonna snitch on the other gunman.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, like she's even, she knows the other guy that killed her. She knows the guy. She's met the person that killed her son. But that guy, at the end of the day, he has family, like a grandma, probably siblings, people he cares about. And at the end of the day, if he says anything, like those people's safety. Now, granted, if it was just him that was in danger, I would be like, well, sorry, man, those are the breaks, dude. You committed a murder. You need to say something. And then, that's that. But I mean, when you're considering like the guys, he's actually telling her like, look, I would tell you, but they would kill my family. It's heavy, man. But the thing is you have anonymous ways to report crimes. If you know who the second gunman is, and trust me, people know. This isn't something that nobody talks about. People know this. If you know who it is, call anonymously and just get it over with. Why does this person get to walk the streets? How are they going to find out you told? Call anonymously. Use a voice change or whatever you got to do. Yeah. Just, get that name out there. At least give the police a lead so they can do their job.
Right.
Look at that. His 35th birthday is July 18th. Wow.
Yes. Do you still have Mackenzie Goodall's flyer?
Yeah.
Because I would like to cover that one. I just got an email requesting hers.
Okay. It might not be the most freshest one, but I have 3 of them on my computer for some reason. Go ahead.
Okay. She's been missing since April 16, 2021. She's 13 years old. She's 5'5" tall and weighs between 155 and 165 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's initially believed she's or maybe still in the local Wichita area, or that she might be in Kansas City. It looks like the information I was just given is more in tune with she may be closer to Wichita. So hopefully we can get this information, and get some information generated. Again, she's 13, she's 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165. She has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Mackenzie's disappearance, or if you know where she's at, call Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017, and see if we can't get Mackenzie found and back to where she needs to be, because there are people that are just really looking for her, wanting to get her located and found.
785-296-4017, folks. Yeah. Easy number to dial.
Yep. Definitely.
We got several things going on in the comments.
Yeah, this is when I just caught my eye. There was a news break this morning about 3:00 this morning. They found a house with traffickers were holding people, but not for sure the amounts. Have been updated. About 25 traffickers were arrested, and around 35 people were being held in the home to be sent elsewhere. Ricky will send you information when it's released. Thank you, Roxanne. I appreciate that.
What a gross planet we live on, man. I mean, what a disgusting planet.
I know.
They're like, hey, let's hold these people here so we can sell them. What are you talking about?
It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that human life has become so valueless to some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Was that a Wichita bust or where was that at, Roxanne?
A lot of it has to do with drugs, man. Like just with,
Tammy, our world has turned
crime.
Upside down. You got that right. Our world has turned completely upside down. I pray for our world every day. And so it was in Oklahoma, Roxanne said. So it was a bust in Oklahoma. But even still, there could be some victims that may have been from Kansas. You never know.
Yep.
I mean, I've heard in the past that it runs from Oklahoma, Oklahoma City up through to Wichita and down to Kansas City over to Denver. So I mean, there's quite a network going around through that area. So it wouldn't be beyond the realm of a possibility.
People selling people is disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it sure has bad as good and good as bad now. A confusing time.
Yeah, it is. I keep trying to reinforce to my kids that good is good, and if people are trying to convince you, that it's not, or that bad is good, they're not your friends.
No. Makes it extremely difficult to let our youth out of our sights.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and go over another case. We are going to cover Alyssa Waterman.
Okay. She is missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 21st of 2021, so since yesterday. She's 14 years old. She is 5'3" to 5'5". She weighs between 145 and 160. She has brown hair that's possibly dyed. She's been known to dye it blonde, brown, and red in the past, or red in the past. It's believed that she may be in the Tulsa, Oklahoma area. If you have any information regarding Alyssa's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get some information as to where she's at and get her found and back to where she needs to be.
Right.
Definitely. Brandy, just check this one out. She just called her 17-year-old up here to show her that it's real. We talk about being careful, looking at your surroundings, and don't go places alone. Very good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't get it so tunnel vision into your phone while you're, walking down the street or in the mall or whatever. Don't get so zoned in on your phone you're not paying attention to your surroundings either. A lot of people do that.
We've covered a lot of cases tonight. And Brandy, this is a slow day. This is a slow show.
Yeah.
We were worried we weren't going to be able to hit an hour because we had so few cases like this. And this is a lot of cases. Like, yeah, this is real. Like, people go missing all the time in this state. Right.
And don't assume someone is harmless. Trust your gut. And that's a good point there, too. Yeah. Another thing I would talk to my daughters about, too, is the online aspect of it as far as, you might be talking to somebody that has a Facebook profile or an Instagram profile where it shows a 14 or 15-year-old kid. In reality, it's like a 20 or 30 or 40-year-old guy sitting on the other end of that thing talking to you, trying to groom you. You just don't ever know. And you just got to be careful.
Says, I know I look paranoid, but my head is on a swivel. Was always on a swivel. Says, Mom,
has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better be safe than sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Anastasia.
Okay. Yes. Anastasia Gonzales is missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 15th of this year. She's 15 years old. She's 5'5", weighs 115 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. She was last seen between 11 p.m. on June 15th and 8 a.m. on June 16th. If you have any information regarding Anastasia's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. and see if we can't help get her located and back to where she needs to be.
Right.
It just blows my mind how many youth go missing. Yeah, what? Roxanne brings up a good point too. It's not all kids, adults are taken too. Yep, that's true. That's true. I agree. It's a scary, scary thing.
Brandy says, I look paranoid also, but I'm okay with that. That is a big fear of mine.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I lost my kid for like 5 minutes. He was like 2.5, 3 years old, and we got to the park, and there was 1,000 kids there. And my eldest stayed right by me, but my youngest just took off running. And I couldn't find him, man. I was screaming. I was like, I lost my kid. Nobody cared. Yeah. Just one day they just looked at me like, will you stop yelling? I was like, I can't find my kid. And then finally I found him. But I mean, you imagine that feeling for months.
Yeah.
Some of these people, you know.
Yeah, it's a sad deal when something like that happens, that people don't step up and say, hey, we'll help you find him, instead of just telling you, oh, shut up, be quiet. You know?
I mean, nobody cared, dude. Nobody cared. They just looked at me like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I can't find my kid. Now, granted, I ended up looking paranoid because this is probably how it looked to a stranger. Oh my God, I can't find my kid. Okay. Oh, there he is. But, you know, like, they were probably like, what a loser, you know? But like, if I would have lost my kid, like, there's no way. And there was a huge, our senator was speaking like 50 yards away to like 1,000 people, and we were like behind that at like a park. Really weird. Like, there was just so many people there, and I was like, if he's gone, like, somebody could have taken him. Like, somebody could have walked over there, grabbed him, and walked off and been gone, and I never would have known the difference because he was out of my sight for about 2 minutes.
Right. And sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And sometimes that little bit of time is all it takes.
And that made my heart drop, dude. So like, I'm very helicopter dad when it comes to when we leave the house with my kids. I make sure I keep my eye on them and stuff. You know, that's you gotta be like that. She said that's the problem. Nobody cares. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, there's still some that do, but it seems like it's getting to be less and less all the time.
Yeah,
and it's scary and it's sad. You know. Just, you know, when I was growing up, I mean, if something like that was to happen when I was growing up, I mean, you'd have an army of people out there. And in some cases, in some areas, that still is the case. But I mean, this is crazy. People are, I guess, so in tune into what they're doing and what they're worried about and what they've got going on that they just don't, you know, see the big picture, you know. It's all about what they got going on and nothing else sometimes, and it's not the way it should be.
Mom says I make sure to make eye contact if I'm uncomfortable. I want them to know I see them. Yeah.
We should always all be willing to stop and lend a hand when somebody needs help. That's what we're here for. That's what God put us here for, is to lend a hand when people need it, to look out for each other and be there for each other. I try my best to do that every day.
Yeah.
Some days are better than others, but I try to do my best every day.
Right. Tell us about James Hubbard.
Okay. He's one that I've done in the past before, too. And he's missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas since June 18th of 2021. He's 16 years old. He's 5'5" tall, weighs 160 pounds. He has sandy brown hair and hazel eyes. It does have a wave to it. If you have any information regarding James's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the TIPS hotline at 620-231-8477 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get him found and back to where he needs to be also. It's sad that these kids go running. Well, they just don't realize the dangers they could run across out there.
Right.
And how fast they could fall prey to it.
Yep.
And I guess maybe when we were all young, we all had that sense of, of invulnerability to where we didn't think anybody could hurt us or touch us or anything when we were young, but it's not the case. And I would hate to see any of these kids learn that the hard way. I really would.
I mean, we just heard a story where they had 35 people that were stuck in a place but didn't want to be there. I mean, that's
definitely.
Something tells me, and this is a crazy thing. There was 25 people holding 35 people captive. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but I'm just like, okay, rush them. But that's the thing. Like, you're in control of, 20. Like, they probably have guns. They've probably abused you already.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to be in that room where there's more of you than them and you're all still scared to do anything because they're bad? It's like, is that where you want to be? You want to end up in something like that? All it takes is one conversation with somebody that's like, hey, you want to come hang out? Sure. Next thing you know, it's like, oh my gosh, right. I'm in this house with 35 people and we don't want to be here. And it's just like that. It could literally happen like that. Now, that's not always going to happen if you take off. But I mean, you're out there, you're hiding from society. You don't want anybody to know where you are. You're going out on a limb. Those are specifically the type of people that if they do come in contact with you, they're not going to tell anybody where you are, but that might be a really bad thing. Basically, what you talk about that every week too. Any adults that are telling you that it's okay that you're unaccounted for and you're cool being there, they do not have your best interest at heart.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
She said that too. It could be a trap to come with them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. These traffickers know how to do the grooming thing quite well. They'll usually starts off with just befriending them and telling these girls how pretty they are and how special they are, and start showering them with gifts and stuff like that, and earn their trust that way. And then,
well, I've seen a lot of cases where somebody like that will use somebody they've already groomed, like another female, to go befriend somebody, like a stranger.
Right.
Hey, you want to come hang out with me? You want to go for a drive or something? And then they get there, and then the predator's there, and now he has two people, in his captivity. So it's really like, you're like, well, what am I gonna do? Some like creepy guy's gonna come up and be like, hey, you want to buy something? Like, and open his jacket and there's a bunch of drugs. No. But it could be something as simple as somebody being like, hey, my dad's having a seizure over here in this alley. Can you come help me? And you run back there, and next thing you know, you're getting in a van. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I don't know. You should always have your in my opinion, you should always have your cell phone turned on to where people in your family know where you are all the time.
Right.
If you're going places you don't want them to know, then
first they offer to help, and then you owe them. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then they keep them under their thumb, through different means, by keeping them drugged or drunk or both, or they beat the crap out of them, or they threaten them that if you try to leave me, I'm going to kill you and your family.
Yeah, the whole kill your family thing. Use love to keep them there.
Yeah.
It's a gross world we live in, man. I hate that we have to talk about this kind of stuff. She says backup plan.
Yeah. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
You're good.
But it's a scary situation. And I know for a fact that in the 9 years that I've been doing this, that at least 7 girls that I've done flyers for during that time when they were found were being actively trafficked. That I do know. So
it happens.
It is real.
Well, we have a few more cases for you guys. We do have a good located safe video for you.
Yeah.
Tell us about Jennifer Perez.
All right. She is one that I just did today. And whoops. Pulled Alex Perez's by mistake. Wrong Perez. Okay. She's been missing from Wichita, Kansas since June 17th of 2021. She's 14 years old. She's 5'3", weighs 110. She has black hair and brown eyes. Long black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Jennifer's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9478 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't generate some information as to where Jennifer is at and get her found and back to where she needs to be. Hopefully we can help find her. And I'm reading some of the comments over here.
Roxanne says they took down the 800 number signs around here offering good paying jobs to teens or women who have you meet at a
Yeah.
It's like hunters, dude. They're hunters. They're hunting for vulnerable people.
Right. I'm glad they took those down.
Like my job, dude, I'm in sales.
Yeah.
But I help people. Like honestly, the reason I've always knew that I would be a good in sales, but I never went into sales because the majority of like sales jobs is like very predatory, man. Like
Tammy's saying, Tammy's saying that they drug them with Rohypnol, like her rapist did to her, and then get memory loss like she did. And Tara's saying it's happened to me.
My ex-wife was drugged at a party and assaulted by several.
Oh my goodness.
Ex-wife.
My goodness.
Yeah, disgusting people, man, on this planet.
Yeah, I just saw one the other day where these two kids, they were teenage, I think high school, I believe. They just got arrested and were charged for sexually assaulting a teenage girl at a party that was apparently not able to tell them no. And after they assaulted her, they videoed it and then put it on social media. So how dumb can you be? First you commit the crime.
Well, that's what I was going to say, man. It's disgusting they did it, but at least they wrote their own sentence, hopefully, unless they get some judge that... You hear these cases, people get caught like doing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like there's this movie on Netflix, like Riptide something, about some school, and this guy did the same thing, and he got like a slap on the wrist. I think he had to go to prison for like jail for like a year. It's like he raped an unconscious girl. Like, what are you talking about? A year? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it's honestly, man, like that's really need to let your girls know that, and guys, let anybody knows that, like, if they're leaving the nest for the first time. Yeah. And this is one thing that maybe my parenting style is wrong, but I'm pretty open and honest with my kids. Granted, they're only 5 and 6, but I tell them the truth about everything. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't hide them from the real planet. I tell them everything that's real, because I feel like a lot of parents try to hide the world from their kids, and then they get to college and they're just like, whoa, what is all this stuff? And the next thing you know, it's like sensory overload, and they're more, I don't know, my kids, I don't think will ever. Maybe they will, but I don't know. I don't see like my kids are ever going to have any questions about, like, should I do this? Like, I'm going to teach my kids everything. Like, if they ask me a question about drugs, we're going to get on Wikipedia and look up a drug. I'm like, this is what it will do to you. This is the possible side effects. Right. I mean, I'm going to overload my kids with information. I feel like I just want to prepare my children for the fact that this world has a lot that it can offer you. You have a lot of potential to do things that you want to achieve. But if you turn your head in the wrong place at the wrong time, somebody will take advantage of you in a second.
Yeah, I'm sitting there reading the comments over there again, and Tara's saying that she was working when she was giving Rohypnol and GHB, and Tammy's saying she was given ethanol and Rohypnol and raped and had a brain seizure and lost her memory for 3 months.
Jeez.
I am so sorry, Tammy and Tara, that you had to endure that. That is horrible.
Jeez.
And Tammy says, even if you know them, she's known her rapist for 30 years. That's just crazy.
Yeah. It's a rough situation.
Yeah. Yeah, Tara and Tammy, I am so sorry. That is just heartbreaking. Yeah, Tammy, God does have a plan. I do agree with that. I do agree with that.
let's talk about. Did I say her name? How do you pronounce her first name? It's really interesting.
I was when I was making the flyer, I was like, man, I hope I don't get this wrong, but I want to say it's Kaszha or Kaszha, but I'm thinking more like Kaszha probably.
Kaszha, probably. That sounds really. I mean, both of them sound cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to locate her flyer here. It's right there. Kaszha Schaffer Adams. She went missing from Pittsburgh, Kansas on June 18th of 2021. She's 16 years old. She is 5'7", weighs 180 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Kaszha's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Pittsburgh, Kansas Police Department at 620-231-1700 or the KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't help get her located and back to where she needs to be as well. Definitely. I would love to see all these folks found and back to where they need to be.
So, is Keegan a case that we've covered in the past, or is this a brand new case?
This is a new one, yeah. He is missing from Minnetrista, Minnesota. I hope I said that correct. Since June 12th of 2021, he's 26 years old. He's 5'10", weighs 180 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen Saturday, June 12th, on the air of Prior Lake or Savage, Minnesota, southwest of Minneapolis. Yeah, he texted his brother and said he was on his way home early Saturday morning. He never showed up. He was driving a 2012 red Ford Mustang with a white stripe on the rocket panel pictured below. The car had a temporary license plate number of C632096. Keegan's cell phone was last pinged at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, 12 hours from when he texted his brother. The location of the ping is near a storage mart. Again, he's 26 years old. He's 5'10", weighs 180 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing a red and white vertical striped shirt with a navy blue horizontal stripe at the chest, dark blue jeans, and black and red shoes. If you have any information regarding Keegan's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call 911 immediately or call the Minnetrista, Minnesota Police Department at 952-446-1131. He is a native Kansan. He lived in Wichita, went to school in Wichita. He's also Kenyan as well. He's a Kenyan American. So let's see if we can get some information generated and see if we can get him located and back to his loved ones that are desperately looking for him right now up there in Minnesota.
Right. That's very scary.
Yeah. Yep. So hopefully we can help get him found.
Right.
I was reading through some of the comments on his flyer and somebody suggested possibly a carjacking gone wrong or something like that. And I guess possible. I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully they're able to find some surveillance video cameras in the area where his phone last pinged or something. Maybe give him an idea of which direction he may have went or something like that. Hopefully.
My best friend from high school, I had like 5 best friends, but one of my best friends gave me a text message Monday of last week. He's like, hey, I just wanted to call you. And he's like, I just wanted to message you and tell you I love you. And I was like, at first I was like, okay. And then he was like, I just want to let you know that I got carjacked last night here in New Orleans. Whoa. He's like, and they told me they were going to kill me and my wife. He's like, and they went to kill me and my wife, but then they didn't kill us. He's like, but I thought I was a goner. He's like, but all I ended up losing was my car, and we're just going to move out of the city here in the next week and go live in a suburb. And he's like, but I just want to tell you I love you, man. He's like, in case, my time ends sometime, and it's like, yeah, man, I guess we were telling you, they weren't even like running away from they were just out for dinner, and they pulled down the wrong street and got carjacked.
Jeez. That's insane. That's what I mean, human life has become so valueless to so many people.
All right.
It's just crazy.
It's disgusting, man.
Just crazy.
So this one's really urgent here. Tell us about Summer Moon. This is really scary stuff.
Yeah, it was actually an Amber Alert issued for her, too. She's missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. She's been missing since June 15th, so about a week now. She's 5 years old. She's 3 foot tall, blonde hair and blue eyes. She was planting flowers with her mom and grandmom outside their home in rural Tennessee before she went inside to play with her toys, according to her father. When her mother went looking for her a short time later, she was gone. She had went out the basement door, and we haven't seen her since. Her father had made, or the comment he had made. She went missing from the family home on Ben Hill Road in the unincorporated community of Beach Creek, where neighbors are few and far between. The road, which juts off a state highway, is less than a mile long and dead ends at a dense forest surrounded by rocky peaks. A stream called Limestone Branch snakes alongside it. Again, she's 5 years old, 3 foot tall, weighs 40 pounds, has short blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a pink shirt, gray pants, and is possibly barefoot. And there was some other information that I had found on her case. See if I can find it again here real quick. That there was another missing family member in their family as well that's never been found. And see if I can find it here. Yeah, here we go right here. It's an article. It's Summer Wells is the first family member to disappear. See here. Rosemary Bly, the aunt of Summer Wells, has been the subject of a missing persons cold case since 2009. A report from the Charlie Project confirms Rosemary Bly is the sister of Candace Bly, Summer Wells' mother. Charlie Project is a database that's cataloged over 14,000 missing persons cases, which is a resource from time to time. Rosemary Bly was in St. Croix Falls on August 21st, 2009. She left her home that night to meet a cousin at a bar about 5 miles away. Rosemary Bly told her husband that she'd be back before midnight, but never made it to her destination. Officials found her vehicle 5 days later in a parking lot used by truckers to park their tractor trailers. A release from the FBI confirms the parking lot is located around 30 miles from Rosemary Bly's residence, according to the release. The Charlie Project mentions that the lot where the vehicle was found is normally used by semi-truck drivers to park tractor trailers, and there was no sign of foul play. She left home with little money, no credit cards or debit cards. Her and her husband reportedly had a troubled relationship, and 3 weeks after her disappearance, he filed for a divorce and sought a court order to prevent her from returning and taking their 2 children, the report said. Prior to disappearance, police had made at least one house call to the address to a domestic dispute. During the visit, her husband accused her of slapping him, and she accused him of putting her in a headlock and banging her head on the ground. My goodness. He did pass a polygraph after her parents was not considered a suspect in the incident. The Charlie Project report says his divorce and custody petition was granted, and he has sole custody of their children, the report stated. Her mother speculated that she became disoriented and wandered away from her vehicle due to an injury she had sustained a week before the incident. There's no evidence to support this theory, the report says. Rosemary Bly was never found, and that case remains unsolved.
Wow.
So if anybody does have any information regarding Summer Wells' case, you can call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation at 1-800-824-3463 or the Hawkins County, Tennessee Sheriff's Office at 423-272-7121. Tips can also be emailed to tips@tbi.tn.gov. That's a very interesting, troubling case. And her hair is short, kind of like the center and the right-hand pictures. Her hair is about that short. It's not as long as it is on that left-hand photo also. So hopefully we can help get some information generated on her case, even though it's in Tennessee. Hopefully people out that way will see this and know something and call it in and let them know what's going on that they may know.
All right.
She's a cute little girl.
Yeah. Just terrible. 5 years old and missing.
I did see another article where apparently Summer's dad has been considered physically and emotionally abusive when he gets to drinking and stuff and things like that. But at the time she went missing, he was at work, and Summer's mom had called him and told him that she was missing, and he came home from work. So he was nowhere around when she went missing. He was working.
Well, quit drinking, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like I always say, nothing ever good comes from drinking.
Right. You've never been to a Jimmy Buffett concert. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I never have. I'll tell you that right now.
All right.
Too rich
well,
for my blood.
It is time for the Located Safe Reel.
Mm-hmm.
We got some people watching still. You were watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. Find us on all podcast platforms. There's a lot of listeners out there already, and we don't really promote it. We're starting to promote it more now. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play.
I haven't seen where we're on Audible.
We're on Audible. We're on Amazon. We're on anything, so look for us. But you're watching Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. We'll be right back after this.
All right. Always like those Located Safe Reels. It's good to see those. And I did get an update on Wayland Fort. His remains were the remains that were found up by Beloit back in February. When we went missing in February. They did positively identify the remains as being Wayland Fort, so he has been located deceased. They said there was no information.
That's the one that you had posted?
Yeah, we had him posted. They said there was nothing to suggest any kind of foul play that they were able to find. But the investigation is still ongoing to try to determine cause of death. So,
right, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a located deceased real soon.
Yeah, I've had people ask about the remains up there. I think it was Crawford County, I believe it was. But yeah. He definitely has been identified, so my prayers go out to his family and friends, and know that we're pulling for him.
Yeah.
It's rough.
All right, guys. We'll be back, Thursday of next week. It'll be a little while.
Yeah. Yep, let's see. Today is the 22nd. So the next show will be on July 1st.
July 1st.
Yeah.
Independence Day show.
Yes, that was the brother of the lady in El Dorado. Yep.
All righty.
Well, but anyway, it was a good show. Make sure you guys share the show out there and share all the flyers that are up there and see if we can help get these people located and back to where they need to be and with their families. And I tell you, it's been something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to thank everybody for joining us and hanging out with us for the last hour or so. And till we see you on July 1st, everybody stay safe. God bless. Have a good night. And we will talk to you then.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and a person the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to this race in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for depth or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits, wear it, the crown fits.